and they were just astonished at how quickly we were getting updates to them and to FEMA and just about what we were doing in our state because we were so prepared. Now, did we learn some things from Hurricane Ian? Absolutely. And you know, we learn things every day through various events. And hurricanes are not the only thing we have to deal with in Florida, but just kudos to you guys and the association, because I think I was on the phone with Debbie and her team and Emmett and Tom and Toby, just, you know, day and night, hey, what's going on? So thank you you make us at our agency look good. So thank you for everything that you did during Hurricane Ian. I didn't want to miss talking about that. But I do want to go into some important topics today. And I know Secretary Lita stood up here and gave you all the fluff of everything, as the secretaries typically do, right? I just took a step off of that, didn't I, Emmett? Okay, good. I did say if I trip and fail, y'all better find Emmett. He might be the only man in here that can get me up. And I might need more than a two-person assist. And Secretary Lita might be too busy taking out his phone and taking a picture of me so he can use it as blackmail. But you have to watch that, don't you? Yeah, but I feel like Taylor Swift coming down here on this thing, you know. I'll sing a song, a little dance here. But what I want to talk about today, and I'm surprised y'all didn't play a Taylor Swift song for me, because I said I love Taylor Swift. But I want to talk about a recent CMS memo. I just want to briefly hit with you guys already know about it. Survey readiness. You know, this is very important for us when we come on site to do your surveys. And I know a lot of you always say, a lot of you have always said to me for years, oh, I'm in my survey window, Kim. Can I call your office and say I need to go on vacation? I'm like, no. You know, but gone are those days, right? Gone are those days where you may know about when we're going to come in. But you always need to be ready. So I want to talk about that, about making sure that you're ready. The top federal tags, Lord, Debbie Franklin makes me talk about it all the time. So we're going to talk about the top tags. Immediate jeopardy. Now, I know nobody in this room likes to have an immediate jeopardy in their nursing home, right? How many of you in here like it when our surveyors come and say, hey, you got an immediate jeopardy? Raise your hand. Anybody raising their hand? Because I can't see again. That's what I thought. Nobody likes that. We've seen a significant number of immediate jeopardies over the past several years. And I really want us to talk about, you know, as we go through the rest of this year into 2024, what we can do at the agency. We've done a lot of work, you know, meeting with large companies, talking about things that we're seeing in their healthcare facilities. You're not the only ones in nursing homes. I just want to let you know, I know that you are the most regulated healthcare industry we have. You truly are. Nursing homes are. I know you're like, well, hospitals get away with a lot. They don't. We are truly in hospitals a lot, and we're finding some egregious findings in hospitals as well. I've had conversations with the hospital associations about quality and improving quality in our hospitals in Florida. I want us to do the same thing in nursing homes. And we're steadily coming back up to the top that we always have in Florida. And I'm sure you know, everybody in the country always says what's going on in Florida. We are really the metric. Everybody looks to us in Florida, and I am proud to be the state director here because my phone rings a lot, and a lot of times it's other state directors asking me, Kim, what are you doing about elopements in your state? We want to see what you're doing in Florida. What are you doing about cases related to abuse and neglect? How are your surveyors investigating that? What are best practices your nursing homes have put in place? So, you know, I applaud you guys for a lot of work that you've had to do because, as we say, it's been like drinking water from a fire hose since 2020. You know, it's just been unreal. But, you know, thank you for what you've done. So we want to talk about a couple of findings for immediate jeopardy and what we can do to improve that. I want to talk about, just give you some metrics on facility reported incidents, as well as adverse incidents. People like to see data, so we have some data we want to show you. Just a few little snippets of legislative updates. I know you've already had probably a legislative overview, but I want to tell you a few things that are important to us at the agency, specifically in my area as it relates to regulatory impacts. And then we're going to finish it up with agency updates and resources. Always like to talk about that. You'll see here I'm not talking about emergency preparedness and response. We've already talked about that, but I know you are all ready if something happens, and I tell everybody around me who says, well, if we have a hurricane, I'm like, please don't jinx us this year. None of us want to go through that again. But I do want to say a few things about being prepared. We do know that there are other events out there. Look at the heat around our states, around the country. But, make sure that you're paying attention to your residents who like to go outside. A lot of our residents, if they were sitting in here, they'd probably be in their parking zone, right? Because it's cold in here. It's cold to a lot of you. I'm not, it's hot to me. But, a lot of your residents like to go outside and sit. Do you know, in the past several years, we have had incidents of our residents sitting outside, getting sunburned, third-degree burns, having to go to the burn centers, and some succumb to that and pass away. So be very mindful of those residents who like to go outside during the summer months and sit outside. You can't hardly sit outside. I was down here last week at another conference, and I was heading home, stopped and got gas. I had the air blowing on me. I got out of the car, was pumping gas. By the time I pumped the gas, I was sweating. Beads of sweat rolling off of me down my shirt. I mean, I can only imagine just working out there every day. So please pay attention to your residents who like to do that. So just, be aware of that. The rain and the flooding that we've had, a couple months ago, we had the flooding over in Broward County. Was anybody impacted by that in here? Nobody? Oh, somebody in the back. Were you waving a white flag, surrendering? That's all I could see is something white. I don't really the lights on the flag. I'm not seeing white. We'll pass out up here, but yeah, we had some significant flooding in Broward County. So much so the state watch office called me at 2 o'clock in the morning. No lie is true, and told me a hospital was evacuated. Well, first of all, it scared me to death, and I thought, what are you calling me for? We're not going to get my car and drive and evacuate the hospital. But it wasn't true. They weren't evacuating. But saying all that to say is that you have to be prepared at any time. Plan, prepare, but don't panic, right? We're not going to panic in this state. We've done a great job handling many emergencies over the years. But you just got to be prepared. The lightning strike capital of the world here. Is it Clearwater or Tampa? Tampa. Yeah, Tampa's coming after Debbie Franklin there, because she lives down in that area. But, right, it's the lightning strike capital of the world. So you have to pay attention to that, a lot of lightning strikes. Sinkholes. So you really do need to be prepared and watching what's going on. So, make sure there's other man-made disasters, as we know. Cyber attacks, we've seen a huge increase in that, a huge increase, specifically in our hospitals, but some of our nursing homes have been impacted as well. Not only our nursing home companies in Florida, but nationwide as well. So, pay attention to some of those other things. I know we're the great state of Florida, the hurricane state, everybody looks to us. We have a lot of other things we have to be prepared for. So I want to talk just a little bit about a work group that we're having August the 1st, actually in Tampa. I'll be there. It's our Candida auris work group. Now, a lot of you, and I thank you for those nursing homes out there that have stood up, raised your hand, and said, you know what? I know that this is a need in my community, and I will take patients from the hospital that are nursing home appropriate that are diagnosed with Candida auris. Thank you for that. I know there are a handful of nursing homes in here that have done that. Thank you for working with the hospitals. So we're having a work group.